Welcome to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan, where we're going to cast and blast you right out of this world with some of the best hunting and fishing stories that you can't even imagine.
Welcome to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. This is John Hennigan and our host, Frank Selby. Frank, hope everything's doing well this week. I know you've been a busy boy.
Oh, you can't imagine.
Hey, Frank, I have to make a quick announcement. We've got somebody that wants to sponsor, and I want to make a quick note about Audible books that you can listen to your device, and they've got a special going on, 2/3 off for the first 3 months. It's only $15 a month, so that means it's $5 for 3 months to try it out. And we'd like people to listen up and get interested in that. But man, can you think of how many good uses to have an audiobook instead of having to read it?
A lot of good ones.
Yeah, I mean, you can drive, you can fish, and you just enjoy your favorite stuff. They got a lot of very informative books. So anyway, what else we got, Frank? We got about a minute.
Well, we've got the Alaska trip.
Yeah, it's...
we still have 2 spots
well,
left.
Let's put it this way. It's all settled, done. Reservations are in. But if anybody still wants to go, get in touch with me, and I'll find a way to squeeze you in. $2,100. That's 1/3 off of an already low price, all-inclusive in a very high-end resort called Salmon Falls in Ketchikan, Alaska. And I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I got to get back up to the cabins where we've got them on the market for $199,000.
Well,
and it's right on the Little Salmon River.
And where?
And anybody wants to buy it, give me a call.
We're at on the Salmon River.
It's in between Triggs and Boise.
Oh, okay.
It's on the Little Salmon.
Oh.
You can walk out the back door of either one of the cabins, throw a line in the water, and catch salmon.
Man, I'll tell you what.
That's our spot. Their spawning grounds right out our back door.
It's a great vacation home, and then when you decide not to work anymore, you can live there. It's a beautiful area, and the climate is very mild.
Yeah, and you can ski, you can hunt.
We got to go.
Everything in less than an hour.
All right, well, let's get people interested in that, and I get my commission.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELfunadventures.com.
If you are still using a plastic hard-shell cooler, things have changed for the better. AO coolers are lighter with twice the efficiency of the traditional bulky coolers. AO coolers are the best available soft-sided cooler with 3/4-inch high-density closed-cell foam insulation. They will keep ice frozen for 24 hours in hot weather. Easy to carry, less space, it fits product inside for better performance. Go to aocoolers.com to order or find a retailer. Available at West Marine.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
Listen up, Amazon Prime members. For a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 2/3 on your first 3 months. That's $30 off. You pay just $4.95 a month for the first 3 months. After that, it's only $14.95 per month. Offer is valid now through August 31st. Audible members get a credit every month, good for any audiobook in our store, regardless of price, and 2 Audible originals. Unused credits will roll over. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 and get started. If you don't like an audiobook, exchange it for free. Plus, your audiobooks are yours to keep forever, even if you cancel. There are no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. Audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Listen anytime, anywhere, and never lose your spot when you switch devices. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 to get started.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan. We have our host, Frank Selby. And today we're going to bring back a friend of ours that hasn't been on for a while. Well, he hasn't stopped working, I'll tell you that. We have with us Brian Hatch. I'm not sure what his position is, but he's AO Coolers. And what does AO stand for?
AO stands for American Outdoors.
Great. And I'll tell you what, those things are so often. I think I've got 3 of them. Had a couple more, but I had to give them away. But they are.
People take them from you.
Well, let me kind of give a quick overview, and then I want you to tell us the real truth. The ones that I have are soft-sided, and what I do is I have a larger one that I use for my check baggage. And I'm going to Alaska in right less than a month, and so I'll take that with me because it'll keep the fish much colder than when you put it in those cardboard boxes. And then the backpack is my carry-on. Now, if I need to, I can stuff 20 pounds of frozen fillets in that backpack and carry it on the airplane, and there's no extra charge for luggage.
Yeah, you get to take them for free.
Yeah, basically. So I love those things, and they're so easy. And I don't know, I've had them for more than a few years, but they're still brand new. So
take good care of them. That's nice.
It is. Well, give us a quick rundown on, besides what I've got, maybe there's some new coming out that you need to send me. What's your product line looking like now?
Well, we've been successful in the fishing world with our regular coolers and stuff, and customers have come to us and asking us to build a fish kill bag for years and years and years. So finally, we kind of pulled the trigger, and we're coming out with a fish kill bag in November.
Wow! Now this is a bag and that you can. Well, let's just say you get a 50, 60-inch salmon, and you want to bring it in and keep it cool. So. Correct.
You get the big fish. We're going to have 2 sizes. We're going to have a 6-foot and a 4-foot.
Yeah.
So
well, I would think a 4-foot now. If you've got,
it'll fit good sized fish in there.
Yeah.
When you're out there, you put the ice in there. It'll keep it fresh until you get back onto shore.
Well, I'm thinking of saltwater. So tuna, wahoo.
Yep.
Man, instead of throwing them on the boat or trying to fit them in the ice chest, you put them in the bag, and it's insulated, so you keep it cool and it's fresh when you get it into the dock, even if you catch the fish in the morning.
Yep.
Now,
and what we're doing a little bit different is we know that there's some fish kill bags out there and stuff. With all our coolers, like we like color, so we have blue coolers and red coolers and orange coolers. So on this cooler, it's going to be a print of all tuna fish on it. So
cool.
It's going to kind of pop for you. It's going to look nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
so that's one of our main one. And what we're including in the bag are fish fillet bags.
Oh, really?
So you're going to get 12 custom-made fillet bags.
Are they Ziplocs
so when you fillet your fish up, you can put them in there and seal it up.
Oh, were they Ziplocs or what?
They're nicer than a Ziploc. Let's put it that way. They're going to be much nicer. They're going to have the information that you put the catch that you caught on it, the type of species, and the date that you caught it, and then you can seal it up and then put it in your freezer.
Wow.
And every bag is going to come with 12 of those.
Wow. Great idea.
Wow.
Now,
That's really good.
Frank?
It's nice because, no one offers these fillet bags, and we're going to be coming out with them. And both these items will be available at West Marine. They're going to be stocking them in November.
Well, I got to take some down to Mexico with me.
Yeah, no, they're great. They fold up. What's nice about it, too, instead of taking a great big hard ice chest that takes up a lot of space, when you're done using these, they roll up to half the space on your boat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I need to take a couple of samples to Mexico. Maybe I'll keep one. But no, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, we'll send you pictures of it. It came out real nice. Nice tuna.
We don't have a lot of time, but Brian, because of the business you're in, you have to be an expert on insulation, and I've got some questions for you.
Okay, I'm here.
I guess you kind of consider it like a thermos, where some of the coolers, they just use an air gap.
Correct.
And it helps, but they're cheap, and they I've had the one I've had from forever. I don't use it anymore. I've got yours. Took one of those, I don't know, Coleman or something with the air gap, and filled it up with foam that you use for construction. Drill a hole, and that works so much better. But that's about 10 steps behind yours. So first question, is there a difference in insulation to keep something hot or cold?
No, what we found is insulation is not that smart. So insulation will keep warm items. It'll keep the warm inside the cooler, or it'll keep the cold. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't distinguish which is which. It just insulates whatever's in there.
Yeah. Well, this cooler that I was talking about, I used for years. You put a bunch of ice in it, and by the end of the day, there's still a little bit of ice left, but it's not frozen. But yours, if you put, let's say you put 40 pounds of fillets in one of your bags that are frozen hard, how long will that stay frozen?
Well, we tell people on our 36-pack, and this is what a lot of people take down to Mexico, our 36-pack cooler will hold 50 pounds of ice.
Yeah.
And so if you freeze it, and put it in there, we've had people that have had it for, almost 2 days when they've had problems. What we say is you'll have it at least 24 hours if you keep that block frozen in there and you keep it tight.
Yeah.
It'll stay frozen for over 24 hours.
Last time I'm going up to Alaska, and instead of having to put the fish in the cardboard wax box, put it in that. That way, if get delayed or something on the way back, you don't have to worry about the fish.
Yeah, and what we suggest to people, too, is if you pre-cool your cooler a little bit, so when you're down in Mexico, if you can get a little bit of ice, make the cooler cold, then throw that ice out, and then put your fish in, it'll even last longer.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
I freeze 4 bottles of water, stick them in the night before. It cools it down, then I throw them 4 bottles back in the freezer. And then I put my fish in and put my other bottles of frozen on top, and they stay fresh forever.
Yeah.
I mean, they stay frozen for over 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got about 2 minutes. I shouldn't even ask the question, but can you give us some quick tips on types of insulation and maybe what you use?
All our insulation that we use in our coolers is made to specifics for our coolers on there. So we have a couple different. We have our hybrid cooler, which uses a closed cell foam, where the foam is really tight and the molecules on there, and then we have an open cell foam that we use on our other coolers. Now, with insulation, with the coolers that are out there in our coolers, no one's really come up with specific insulation that's going to be 100 times better than the other person. You can take our cooler, you can take a $300 soft cooler, and they're all going to keep the ice about the same until someone comes up with some invention on installation on how to, keep the ice and stuff longer. It's pretty hard.
We got less than a minute, but I think you've got the idea across. And what you use, I don't know if it's patented, but is anybody else using the same thing?
They're not using the same thing that we're using because we have our foam made specifically for our coolers. Right. So they might be close or try to figure out, but all our coolers, our foam is made specifically for our coolers. Okay. So, yeah, there's no one else.
Oh, you know what? If somebody wants an AO cooler, how do they find it besides going to West Marine? AOcoolers.com?
Yep, AOcoolers.com. We're right here in Corona. If people are close, they can come by and pick up a product here. We have them in West Marine stores, and we'll be probably opening up more stores.
Well, in this part of the world, summer's finally here, so we need a couple of those. But the other thing is they're comfortable and convenient, especially on a boat. They don't slide around or take up room. We got to go. You are listening to Fish Hunt Talk Radio, and we'll be back with you momentarily. Go to our website.
It's a big one. For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too. Shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
The East Cape of Baja, Mexico is world famous for sport fishing. Dorado, tuna, wahoo, marlin, sailfish, roosterfish, and pargo. The Van Wormer resorts make dreams come true at a price all can afford. Hotel Palmas de Cortez, Playa del Sol, and Hotel Punta Colorado have the biggest and best sport fishing fleet in all of Mexico. Call toll-free to 877-777-TUNA to find out how affordable world-class fishing can be. The finest resorts and the best boats in East Cape. Call 877-777-TUNA.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Flyfishing, offers FFI-certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on SiriusXM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Flyfishing.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course our host, Frank Selby. And Frank, you got...
we have a special guest today.
All right, there you go. It's all yours, buddy.
Okay, Bob, I'd like you to introduce yourself first.
Hello, my name is Bob Triggs. I'm a fly fisherman on the Olympic Peninsula. I've been out here about 20 years. I've been started guiding in New York and New England in the 90s, and worked my way up into Alaska and Kamchatka, Russia, and then started guiding on the Olympic Peninsula around 2009 2001, 2002, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah. And you're also a writer?
I am a writer, yep.
Yeah. We know some of the same guys.
I'll bet you.
The guy that taught me, his wife taught him.
Now, there you go. Bob, I have a question about the Olympic Peninsula. Can you tell me what all that encompasses?
Well, the peninsula is the northwest corner of Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
And on it is mostly private timberlands, and then there's Olympic National Park.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I think, something like 400,000 acres. And then you've got a few million acres of private timberlands and the Olympic National Forest.
Oh, it's so beautiful up there.
And there's a smattering of small communities around the peninsula.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I assume you've got Olympia, Washington, close by.
Olympia is down 100 miles south of us at the bottom end of Puget Sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're probably maybe up into Alaska. It comes far enough south that well, maybe not that far, but you're not that
British
far.
Columbia between Alaska and Washington.
Yeah.
So
but it's so beautiful up there. Of course, you do get some rain once in a while, don't you?
Yeah, we do. But I'm on the northeast corner of the mountains, and we have a phenomenon. We have a phenomenon here called the Olympic rain shadow. So the Olympic mountains act as a buffer to the winter storms that come off the Pacific out of the southwest.
Oh.
So the southwest side of the mountains might get anywhere from 160 to 200 inches of rain, snow, and on the northeast corner, we probably get about 15, 17.
Oh, that's
big difference.
Yeah, big difference. Big difference.
A lot of beautiful sunny days here, even in the winter. When I had a big rainstorm on the coastal rivers like the Hoh or the Queets or whatever, and I can't fish anymore, I get in my car and drive home and come over here to the east side.
Yeah.
Beautiful sunny day, and we go out and fish for cutthroat.
There you go.
On the saltwater. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead,
Bob, I got a couple quick if somebody will stop interrupting. You were taught by Joan Wolf, right?
Fly casting, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
her husband taught me.
I fly cast on my own for about 15 years until I got really good at doing it wrong. Then Joan started coaching me, and I got better.
Yeah, I resemble that remark. My Uncle Marion Selby and Lee Wolf used to fish together up there, upstate. Right. And when I was about 10, he gave me my first shot of Old Crow whiskey.
Of what?
Old Crow.
Old Crow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, a little cap full. I thought I couldn't breathe. But I loved it. I didn't know I was a pack mule.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason to bring you.
Yeah. So you go ahead.
Oh, well, there's I guess a pregnant pause. I would like to say Little Stone Flyfisher. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Little Stone Flyfisher, and that's at mail.com, and that's your website?
No, my website is www.searuns.com.
Oh, I don't have that.
SEARUNS.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Sea Runs. And is that .com?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
You are a member of Trout Unlimited. You do a lot of work for them, too.
I started out being involved with Trout Unlimited back in New York State with the Croton Watershed chapter in the late 70s, early 80s, and have variously been in and out involved with Trout Unlimited on and off for ever since. So at this point, I don't have a local chapter. There's a regional chapter. But I do a lot of, donating trips and support every way I can. They do good stuff. We have a lot of good stuff. We have a lot of lot of fisheries restoration programs here on the peninsula that aren't based in Trout Unlimited, but they do cooperate and support each other. So we have some really wonderful watershed projects here.
Our Trout Unlimited right here in Newport, our chapter.
Nice.
And if you don't mind, another couple of questions. First of all, I know that you love to fish, but you got to make a living. So you are a private guide, is that correct?
I've been guiding here for about almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. This year I've taken a break and been doing a whole bunch of stuff that I've just wanted to do for myself.
Right. Okay, good.
And so I'm just taking like a little, maybe half a season or one season break.
Vacation. That's what I'm going to do.
Most of my fishing has been saltwater fishing for sea-run coastal cutthroat trout. And that's a catch and release fishery in Washington State. Mm-hmm. In the marine waters. We don't harvest them, and so it's not a guide fishery the way Montana might be, or like the Sacramento River might be. We don't have those kind of numbers, but you can have some amazing days, and it's just a matter of the fact these fish are moving around all the time, and you got to kind of catch up with them, and they're not that predictable. So it makes it very challenging. You can have a lot of blank days, a lot of no-fish days, then you get a 20-fish day and you think you're somebody special.
I got one more question. Since you're up there where there's a lot of Indian area, you still go out and look for antique?
Oh, you're not allowed to do that, Frank.
I know, but you go out and take pictures.
There you go.
Are you talking about looking for artifacts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been interested in doing that.
Oh, you haven't?
No. And it's not that it's illegal, but it's limited to what you can do with it. But just, just not something that ever compelled me. I was much more interested in walking along the rivers or finding a new spot and looking for new wild fish.
Mm-hmm. And Bob, just so that make it all clear for myself and my clients, do you work with an outfitter and you don't use a lodge, correct? You just people come up with you and you set them up. How's that work?
We don't have an outfitter law in Washington State. The guides are independent here.
Oh,
so we're not compelled legally to be associated with some outfitter or fly shop. So I send a lot of people to our area fly shops, and when I'm not available, I send people to the other guides and the other shops in the area. And when I'm available, of course, I do. And they sometimes refer people to me. But we all try to be cooperative and supportive of one another.
But if somebody comes up to guide with you, I would assume that they get in touch with you and you get them set up accommodations and transportation and such?
Well, we can. Most people are capable of renting a car at the airport, et cetera. And, it's usually how they get there if they're from out of town or out of state.
Into Olympia?
What'd you say?
They fly into Olympia?
No, they would fly into Seattle usually if they're from out of state or from across the state. Mm-hmm. And then they'll rent a car and drive up. It's only an hour and a half from the airport.
Oh.
So, not bad.
You ever get down here, California?
No, I get invitations all the time, but usually when I get invited to go there, I got something going on here. Our salmon season just opened here on the saltwater yesterday in our area, so I'm not going anywhere.
I don't blame you. I'd be up there.
All right.
Yeah, we fly fish for them. We fly fish for
Frank. We've only got less than a minute, Frank. So let's wrap it together. Maybe what fish he's fishing for, but we've got to get out of here.
Okay. Well, you fish for the salmon and sea-run cutthroat and steelhead, correct?
Right. Well, not much for steelhead anymore. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other story.
Oh.
I stopped guiding for steelhead in 2013 because the numbers are so poor and the returns are so poor. The escapement goal for spawning fish is very poor, and there's still tribal nets in the rivers. So it's just too much pressure on the fish, in my estimation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those
that's like California.
A lot of those fish get caught repeatedly every week, too. So it's not a good scene.
I guess fish aren't that smart then, are they?
Well, no, of course not. They're just fish.
Thank you, Bob. And would you just, when you think of it, give me a call. I'd like to talk to you.
You bet.
Okay.
Thanks for
Bob. Yeah, before you go, your website is searuns.com.
SEARUNS.
Searuns.com. Okay. And would they get to through your website?
They could, yes, and they'll also find blog entries going back a few years.
Yeah.
And I update it periodically, so there may be, maybe a gap, and then you'll see that it's been updated.
There you go. Well,
they can go back.
It's been a real pleasure. It sounds like fun. I never fished that area. Maybe another thing for the list, Frank. All right, we're going to let you go, Bob. We appreciate very much that you came on, and we would like to make sure that you go to fishhunttalkradio.com. Listen to the show as many times as you want.
The road stretches for miles in front of you, and with the Ram 1500, you'll be able to reach mile after open mile. It gets a best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, so your destination won't just be determined by your gas gauge, but by your gauge for achievement. And the Ram 1500 is the first ever back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram. See your local Ram dealer today for great deals. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Flyfishing, offers FFI certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Flyfishing. The Soft Science footbed absorbs the shock of pounding waves, engine vibration, and even rocky terrain. Soft Science shoes are roomy and relaxed, and they drain and dry quickly. Check out the Soft Science Fin fishing shoes and boots and the Fin H2O for kayaking and canoeing. They're lightweight, slip-resistant, and won't mark your deck. See the new styles for men and women and get your pair on at softscience.com. Alaskan RV Butler. Guiding, fishing, hiking, sightseeing, adventure. The Alaskan RV Butler. Like a cruise on wheels in the comfort of an RV. View the wonders of Alaskan interior, streams, ocean, and wildlife. Or fish for the big one, all while pampered by Mike, the Alaskan RV Butler. Mike's inclusive tours serve butter-drenched shellfish and mouth-watering steaks. Mike is your personal chef, chauffeur, guide, and planner. And for the real Alaska, contact MikeRVButler@gmail.com. That's MikeRVButler@gmail.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course our host Frank Selby, who apparently went and hung up on us, but we're trying to get him back on. And he'll be right back momentarily. We have Bob Triggs. Is that how you pronounce it? Bob McCrae. Bob McCrae. McCrae.
Correct.
Okay. And Bob, you are the owner of Highlander Sport Fishing. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's in Klamath.
That's formerly it. It is now Rogue Outdoor LLC.
Okay, so
and we're located in Northern California on the Klamath River.
Beautiful area. Well, what is your website? Is that you, Frank?
It's Rogue Outdoors.
Rogue Outfitters?
Sport. Rogue Outdoor Sport.
Oh, Rogue, okay.
And it's still in process. It should be up and running probably within the next 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay. So that's Rogue Outdoor Sports.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, Frank.
I got cut off. My phone went dead for some reason. It did it earlier, but the last time it came back on, this time it didn't. I had to recall in.
Frank,
I apologize.
Frank, you were cutting in on me, so I hung up on you.
Good. Then I'll hang up on you.
No. I need you, buddy. I need you. Anyway.
Well, you just about lost me, I'm telling you.
Well, anyway, we got Bob on the line, and why don't you guys talk? Because I think you probably know Bob, don't you?
Bob and me have been friends for longer than we want to admit, right, Bob?
You got that. There's just been plenty of years out there.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of
good
good
shows together every year.
Pardon?
We do the Fred Hall shows together every year, don't we?
That's correct. We fish a lot.
Kayak.
We fish a lot. Yes, I do fish and kayak.
You know, we haven't, Frank, we haven't talked to anybody recently about kayak fishing, and you know, it's a it's becoming big sport, and you know, like fly fishing is becoming more and more popular, and the reason is that it works. You know.
Yeah. Well, Bob personally, and one other guy really got the saltwater fly fishing going in California. Am I lying, Bob?
No, you're not. It was fantastic, and it's a great way to fly fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a technique you got to learn because you're sitting down, not standing up, trying to work the rod.
Yeah.
But it's good. Up here on the Klamath, I guide out of the kayaks. I've got 3 little kayaks that I take people out on, and we fly fish and commercial fish.
Bob, I would guess, I've never done it, but I would guess that when you're in a kayak, you don't have to throw it very far because you are where the fish are.
Pretty much. It depends on what if you're in the kayak, you still have to work that rod and get that little fly to do its thing in the water. So you need a little bit out there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be on top of the fish when you're fly fishing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're commercial, if you're doing it with conventional, which could be spin or cast,
mm-hmm.
Then that's you need to be over the fish.
Well, in our area, Bob, we have white sea bass is very popular, and it's been pretty good the last couple of years. They tend to hang out in the kelp. Of course, the kelp fish do too. So if you come running up there on an outboard, by the time you put your line in the water, they've scattered.
With a kayak, it's a whole lot different. You can slide right in the kelp and find those big pockets that are sitting in there and drop down, and your chances of getting a white are good. I've gotten several, as well as my friends have.
Mm-hmm. Frank, have you ever been in a kayak trying to fly fish?
Yeah, I used to do it at Upper Newport Bay Ecological Reserve. We would do trips every Saturday. We would have 6 or 7 go out and fly fish off of kayaks in the back bay.
Well, you know what? The kayaks have become so popular, but they're not like they were 15, 20 years ago. I mean, these things are they're stable. You know, they're getting to be pricey if you want to get everything on them. But you can put an electric motor and paddles and a flat surface, and and they're comfortable.
The Holy Cat pedal one is the best.
Which one?
The Holy Cat pedal.
Yeah, well, they're.
Am I lying, Bob?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Hobie Cat.
Hobie is the best, in my opinion, the best one out there.
Yeah.
Mine too.
It's wide. It's stable. I've taken a mothership out of San Diego. It's 105 foot. They take 25 kayaks out and drop them off out at San Clemente Islands. And we'll go out there and just fish our hearts off, spend 3 or 4 days on the boat, and man, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so they kind of spread them out, or you just kind of fish as a group?
No, we spread it. We go where we go. Everybody's kind of on their own, and the ships will bring out lunch and what have you.
Oh, cool.
It's a nice trip. Can I put a little plug in there?
Sure.
I would put it for... I'll let me think about that a second. Pure Water Sports out of... where are they out of? Pure Water Sports.
What's his name?
Denver, huh?
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah. Tim Boyer.
Yeah.
So he's down in San Clemente.
Right. Well, anyway, let's continue on.
But back to what we were talking about. You're calling me up here in the Northwest on a beautiful river. Fishing has been a little slow. It's starting to pick up. We just are ending our spring run. The fall run will start probably within 2 weeks.
Is that for?
And all indications are it's going to be very good.
Is that
big
for
salmon, right?
For salmon,
for steelhead or kings?
The kings.
Wow.
Yeah. Are they overlapping yet?
It's like a tide. You got the slack tide between the up and the down. That's where we are between the spring and the fall fish.
Yeah,
but a lot of times it's right together. There's still a lot of the small fish in and a few of the big fish. That's when I like to fish because you never know if you got a little 2-pounder or a 25-pounder on.
Yeah, well, we're still in the smaller size. We're probably in the 12 to 20 pounds. Then we'll get into the 18 to 30 pounders.
Mm-hmm. And
so
Bob,
that's fun. Where I'm located, by the way, is at Camper Corral in Klamath, California. Beautiful park, beautiful place to stay, all kinds of amenities, and we have a lot of guides that are fishing out of here. So anybody out there that's interested in salmon fishing, give Frank a call or me.
There you go. I actually pretty much answered the question I wanted to. I want to know a little bit about the area, and what all do you fish, and what are you fishing for?
We're fishing for salmon and steelhead, but at this time of year, we're targeting the salmon. The fall run of steelhead will come in September, October, and the good part of it comes in November, December. But you have action.
You have your website, right? That you can give them.
It's in process. I gave them what it was. I still have probably another 3 or 4 or 5 weeks left to finish it off.
Well, John has a really good guy if you need some help.
Rogue Outdoor Sports.
And what is Rogue Outdoor Sports?
Correct.
That's you.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. RogueOutdoorSports.com, right?
Correct.
Okay. And
they can also find me on Facebook.
All right. And just to kind of quick on now, do you book packages or you just go by the day?
It all depends. If the packages come along, absolutely. Otherwise, it's more on a day type thing.
Yeah. Do you help arrange transportation, food, and lodging, and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Bob, one quick question. You have spey casting and regular fly casting, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you will take a conventional once in a while, right?
Absolutely. Whatever the client needs, we supply it.
Well, Frank,
he can bring his own along.
Frank, I'm asking a stupid question, but a spade rod, aren't they always conventional reels?
A spey rod is a fly rod that's been around since the 1800s in Europe.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the 14-footers, 12-footers, used to be up to 18-foot, and you roll cast. You really didn't fly cast. Then there is the switch rod. You can spey cast or you can regular cast with the switch rod. It's just an 11-foot casting fly rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I missed anything, Bob?
There's 3 different techniques one for each one. Some are a little easier than others to do. Regular fly rod is, for me, it's easier to work, but I have the switch rod and I also have the spay rod.
Yeah.
I have a couple of spay rods and about 55 fly rods.
Yeah, well, that's your mainstay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but before that, I had more than that before I ever owned a fly shop.
Well, that's true, too. And I've been buying a lot of my supplies through Frank and his Her Fly shop.
You know what? Hey, I'm sorry, guys.
I really appreciate that.
I'm sorry, Frank, but we got about 10 seconds. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
So anyway, real quickly to go back over that, find out more, go to Rogue, R-O-G-U-E, if I remember right, Rogue Outdoors, and Outdoor Sports, RogueOutdoorSports.com. So it sounds like a fantastic area and a fantastic trip. Thank you very, very much, Bob, for coming on.
The job that I gave her of cleaning all my fish.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com.
Used by fishermen who know where to get the best fishing gear around, AFTCO makes the highest quality fishing rod components worldwide. If it says AFTCO, you know you have a quality rod. Guy Harvey Clothing, the best outdoor clothing line anywhere, is also available through AFTCO. Longest lasting, functional, and best looking clothing you'll be proud to wear. Only the very best materials and workmanship. As soon as you put it on, you'll know the difference. Look for AFTCO at quality retailers or go to aftco.com.
Listen up, Amazon Prime members. For a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 2/3 on your first 3 months. That's $30 off. You pay just $4.95 a month for the first 3 months. After that, it's only $14.95 per month. Offer is valid now through August 31st. Audible members get a credit every month, good for any audiobook in our store, regardless of price, and 2 Audible originals. Unused credits will roll over. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 and get started. If you don't like an audiobook, exchange it for free. Plus, your audiobooks are yours to keep forever, even if you cancel. There are no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Audible has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet. Audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Listen anytime, anywhere, and never lose your spot when you switch devices. Visit audible.com/fish or text FISH to 500-500 to get started.
Fish on!
That's a big one.
For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too, shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
Oh, hey.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and of course our host, Frank Selby. We're just going to wrap things up with a couple of questions. First of all, we're going to talk about Frank a little bit. But I would, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned something about Audible books. and I'd like you to pay attention to that. It sounds like a great thing because you can read the book while you're driving, while you're fishing, and it's a lot of educational books and just a lot of fun stuff on there. And they got a 2/3 off introductory rate, so it's $10 a month. And so that's $30 off for the first 3 months. So why don't you try and, let's see, what is there? Oh, you know what you do? You just go to audible.com. That's it. Go to audible.com. And then if you go /fish or text the fish at 500, you can get started, and if anybody wants to do that, I'd be more than happy to throw in some line or gear or something for you if you let me know that you went and visited that, and we'll take care of you. But it sounds like a great idea, and it's not that much money, 50 cents a day, and you get all you want. And once you get the books, you own them, even if you cancel, and the Audible books can change from one device to another, no problem. So anyway, that was my thing, Frank. And if you don't mind, we don't have much time, but we talk about his and her fly shop. And I think Frank should talk about that a little bit. He is a professional, well, semi-full-time. Well, he's a professional guide. So not only can he guide you, but he can get you set up with everything that you can possibly need. It's not a huge fly shop by some standards, but there's nothing that you need that he doesn't have.
And there's not a fly we can't tie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the other thing I mentioned is that he's out of Newport, California, Newport Beach. But with this day and age of online purchasing, he can tie custom flies for you. You call him up and say, "Hey, Frank, I'm going to Belize. Might stop in Panama or whatever it is, so I need some flies that they're going to work." And he'll make them custom for you.
And I'll tell you.
Well, you'll make them for him, won't you?
Yeah, I'll call him and make them for him. Or Gracie will make them for him.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody likes Gracie's flies better than mine.
Yeah. Well, she
and
does
I taught her.
And she does a ton of them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not a little shop if you can stop in, but if you can't, get in touch with Frank. And it's make sure you get it right, because it's easy to get confused. His, plural, his and her, right?
Flyfishing.
Yeah, so it's just an S on the end, but it's just her. His and her flyfishing. And .com. And then just go to that, and whatever you need. I mean, this is, a lot of custom stuff, and he has very good prices on all the, the main competitive fishing gear. So, it's the first time we run a spot for you, Frank. Not that you need it.
Ever been help.
Yeah. And we're going to mention real quick, I'm leaving pretty quick up to Salmon Falls Resort. It's a high-end resort in Ketchikan, Alaska. It's all closed out. But if anybody's listening, say, I didn't know about that. Get in touch with me, and I'll figure a way to get you in. It's 1/3 off, which is off of a great price. $2,100. Can you believe that? For five nights, you get cruiser fishing, self-guided fishing, all your meals in a gourmet restaurant. It's a no-brainer. So if you just go, oh man, I didn't know about that, get in touch with me through Fish Hunt Talk Radio, or just give me a call. You'll find it on the website, or just get in touch with me any way you can. If you do that quick, we can still slide you in. Looks like that's about it, Frank.
Yeah, it does.
And again, you're a lot of fun. Appreciate having you on. And by the way, Frank's got a cabin for sale that I get a 20% commission if we sell it through the radio. And so get in touch with him. You're going to love it. It's a block from the beach. No, it's got an acre of waterfront, right? That's a big bear. All right, we got to go. He's cutting me off. Thank you, Frank.